Hello and welcome to Fin Business. I'm in conversation with Nageswara Rao, Executive Director of Vijaya Bank. Sir, welcome on the show.
Thank you.
I would like to take an insightful view from you and a different perspective of Vijaya Bank because we understand that you are the only bank who has given a dividend to Government of India.
Yes.
You are the only PSU bank which is actually profitable and showing profit consistently. Your NIM is perhaps higher than many other banks.
Yes.
Why? What is the strategy that you have adopted to reach to this success level?
The business model of Vijaya Bank is that we are concentrating both on corporate as well as retail lending front, and we are taking retail lending and corporate lending at 50% basis.
Okay.
And since 2014 middle, we have changed our path to corporate lending to retail lending. Since corporate lending was going in a slow pace,
Right.
that is the reason there we have changed our strategy and took it to retail lending, which is paying good dividends for us in the process of working, monitoring as well as recoveries. And that is how the NIM also is about 3.3%, 300 bips, that is 3.19%.
Right.
And now the reason for NIM so high is that we are the lowest, NP advances in both gross as well as net NPS in the banking industry. That's how our advances are in a healthy portfolio, which is giving us interest income continuously on a regular basis.
The important question which we ask to every banker is about the asset quality and the credit growth.
Yes.
Looking at the substantial and a significant performance at Vijaya Bank, what is your asset quality looking like right now? And also, what kind of credit growth do you see?
The asset quality that we are making for last 8 to 10 quarters is the lowest in the banking industry, both in terms of gross as well as NPA. Gross is below 6% and net is below 4%, and this we are going to continue further. And the main reason for this good quality of assets is monitoring, that is selection of borrowers at the time of processing, then monitoring, and as well as keeping continuous touch with the borrowers, as well as with the regional managers and staff down the line in making these accounts keeping in good healthy status by the proper continuous follow-up.
Okay, so looking at the current banking scenario in India specifically now, where the big banks are also trying to take the loans of NBFCs, point number one, there is an amalgamation between few banks, you are one of them, and also the banks are reluctant to lend to big corporates now because of the bad loan issue. Yes, IBC is there to resolve the issues, but still there is some hiccups here and there. In this situation, what kind of growth do you see at Vijaya Bank? Do you see some challenges going ahead?
As far as corporate loans are concerned, we are growing around 20% on a year-on-year basis, and we would like to grow around the same. We want to keep the same pace. And regarding this NBFCs, of course, there is a space for in the banking industry to bring up those NBFCs.
Okay.
Because the recent hiccup in one of the big NBFCs.
Yes.
So naturally, they are looking for banking to increase their liquidity, and definitely banks are there to support them in NBFCs in a bigger way. And we also have some share in the NBFC industry,
Okay.
which we will be keeping on supporting.
Okay.
And as far as corporate loans are concerned, of course, the time is not so ripe for them to take up big projects because slowdown in the economy, as well as the resultant NPS that are bothering the industry. Once this IPC is in place, resolutions are in place, and there is definitely a chance for revival. And definitely this corporate credit also will pick up in shortly, maybe down the line year's time.
Absolutely. So now I would like to have a specific view on an amalgamation. That is one of the big story that happened in years, specifically. So Dena Bank, your bank, has been going to be amalgamate.
Yeah.
So, and Bank of Baroda, obviously. What are the major benefits that you see for Vijaya Bank?
The owners of the bank, for all three banks, Government of India, has seen better growth potentiality and greater presence globally as well as nationally, and for better products delivery to the public at large.
Okay.
That's the basic theme which has been taken into mind while taking this amalgamation course.
Right.
And these 3 banks geographically will have better mileage in covering the entire country as well as globally also.
Okay.
And at the same time, the symmetry is that we are based more in southern part, whereas the other 2 banks are having more northern part and western part. That will give good mileage for the public as well as to the bankers to widen their operations.
Okay. There is one more buzz in the market right now, specifically in the banking environment, that most of the big banks or even IBA is kind of supportive to this fact that not all the banks should come together for a consortium lending. If some bank is coming together for a consortium lending, the minimum stake should be 10%.
Yeah, that is what proposed
that is one proposed amount. Do you think this is a good move? Because looking at what happened earlier, where like 25, 26 banks were part of a consortium and most of the banks did not do the due diligence, perhaps this move will work. Do you think so?
Yeah, consortium lending is always advantages, both disadvantages also. Advantage in the sense that they have common documentation, common processing proposals, those things. But at the same time, the more the number, actually the diversity of thinking will be changing.
Right.
And there will be hiccups in getting things cleared fast. So that's why regulators also have the opinion that it should not exceed more than 10. That is 10% of stake should be there.
Right.
Which will be ideal for getting these corporate loans to have their system from the banking.
Okay, but will it make some difference?
Definitely. 10 banks means naturally the fastness will be there. And appraisals will be of much better compared to the large number of banks.
Right.
So that is going to be a good thing for the bank.
Okay. Last question, since we are here at SAGWAS, which is again a tech innovation center, I can say. What kind of new technologies, what kind of digital strategy that you have adopted to your bank, what kind of new innovations you are going to do at your bank?
Of course, Vijaya Bank is always in front run in adopting technologies. And we have our in-house development team, which is catering to the requirements of the customers at large. And we are also having good security systems in place. That way we also have learned here the latest buzz of the cyber security, then transactional payments, as well as the blockchain technology.
Right.
Of course, blockchain technology is taking some more time in India.
Yes.
But whereas the other 2, the cyber security, as well as the transactional payments, we are up to the mark. And also we have learned here some new companies which are offering the products which can be adapted at our banking industry.
Superb. Thank you so much, sir, for that information. It was nice chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. And thank you so much for watching Fin Business.
Thank you.